sometimes I talk about Simpsons couch gag. I guess that's one way of working it in there. Uh, so yeah, I guess now for the regularly scheduled jokes. Always things happen in my life. Even today, having a day off due to a dentist appointment in the afternoon, I said I need to stay active. That's just how I'm wired. Uh, so after the dentist appointment, it was in downtown St. Paul in the building that I once worked in. I just wandered around downtown for over an hour until I got on the bus back home to where I live near MSP. And yeah, a lot of it was just wanting to soak in, taking the familiar from working in that area for so long, over a decade until I was laid off, and of course picture taking as well. And yeah, I guess in some ways it was helpful to see that the effects or reminders of the pandemic are everywhere, because I was over by Wilkins Auditorium and I saw a big sign that said COVID-19 testing is not here. And I was just taking a picture of it, and there was somebody that said, excuse me, that was in a car next to me. It said, is the testing here? It's like, I guess they weren't reading the sign, were they? It said, go by the Herb Brooks statue. I said, go by the park. And they turned on their car and left. It's like, yeah, I think some people would say that's an indictment of our education system when people don't bother to read and then ask somebody else they think is smarter. Yeah, go figure. Uh, and yeah, I'm thankful that I validated general appointment. Finally got the bennies for the first time in a while. I remember meeting somebody who said, well, the bennies must be pretty good where you work. And yeah, I guess Fortune 500 corporations do tend to offer good benefits to their employees. And it meant something to me with Ski doing the Garth Brooks song, The Dance. I know for a while that song didn't mean all that much to me. I know that Garth became really popular when I was still in high school. In fact, that was at a time when there were two popular famous people named Garth, the other being Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World. And I know I did a pizza delivery one time where somebody called the dog Garth, and it's like, well, it's probably after Garth Brooks, but who knows? I didn't bother asking them. But after a while, it did mean something to me. I think because of the theme being about the passing of people, and I know that when some of my fellow performers passed, it meant something to me. I remember almost a year after one of them passed due to drugs. I was at my cousin's wedding reception at the Dollar Dance. They played that song, and I froze. And I said, I can't dance this song. I have to wait. And then my estranged mom had to ask me why, and I told her. And then she said, how did he die? It's like, what difference does it make? It was, yes, I told her, yes, it was drugs, but what difference does it make? If it was cancer, I would just have more time to say goodbye. She just didn't understand. But I've heard that before. From the older generation, they care more about why people die. I mean, yes, there's always a cause of death, but I mean, we miss people no matter why, what their cause of death was. So I didn't understand that one. But I know it was really weird. I got to that age, being 40, and that was the first time where it really shook me to my core when somebody passed. I mean, before that, it was people I didn't know that well, or they were grandparents, they were old, and I knew it was going to happen, and I was just too young to have known them that well. But this is somebody I do, so I know that's why the song means something to me. But I like how I don't freeze anymore when I hear it. In a lot of ways, I remember how it prompted me to start performing more, because I spoke at one of the memorials they had for him, and I said, well, I'm probably better known for documenting comedy than actually performing. And it's like, and I cringed and I said, I can change that. I mean, I'm just as good as my friends if I put myself on stage more. So I guess I did something with it. I've heard of people doing that before. When you lose somebody, sometimes you reevaluate your life and try to change things for the better. So there was that. Oh yeah, sometimes my handwriting isn't that good, especially when I'm using pens that I probably should have thrown away. Uh, oh well, I guess go to the one that I can read. Oh, yeah. I I don't know what it's going to be like going back to work on Tuesday. What my fill-in is going to say about my day off. But hopefully, he didn't have too many problems with any machines or anything like that. I mean, I gotta take days off, use them or lose them. But I know in the past week, the volume of overnighting UPS packages went up, and it's like, and then when he heard about that, he said, "Damn, I hate doing that." And it's like, well, do you think I like doing 65 in one day? That's what I did on Friday. I mean, I'm just thankful to have a job. It's like, well, find a way to get things done is what I always say, even if it means staying later than I really wanted to at times. I mean, I like coming through for people. I like delivering. I like that reliability. That's what I want to be known for. And of course, as usual, I look at my blog for inspiration on what's been happening lately. I, I, I like how I take things in stride better than I used to when there are disappointments in life. We're at lunch on Friday. I went to have soup as I normally do, and I got to open the can. It won't open. The pull tab came off. It wouldn't open. It's like, oh yeah, I guess I've seen it before. It means get out a can opener. It's not much fun, but I want the can open. So when I go back to work tomorrow, that's what I'll be doing because I want the soup. Uh, and I know when I said that to people before about how I was always disappointed when there'd be change in plans or cancellations or whatever, and then I realized I had to get over it. And I said, it's called being an adult, I realized. Sometimes you have to line up alternate plans. Sometimes things don't go the way you want. And it was another two movie weekend as usual. I know I'm it's I'm not as motivated to watch movies I've bought right away as I am with rented movies. But I said no. Amazon purchases I have to watch them right away, and they were two from a while ago, but they still meant something to me. One of them is Midnight Cowboy. It that serves as a reminder of going off to college in Iowa City because of the rhetoric instructor speech and writing class assigning that to me. And that instructor was a biggest reminder of how it truly was a different world than where I came from. I wasn't in small town Iowa anymore when I met somebody that taught me that I worked at an art gallery out east, like in Boston. And the movie will always mean something to me. And yeah, a pretty decent movie, even though it's a sad story. Those stories need to be told. I know that when I saw it, I said, "Who's John Boyd?" Because he wasn't doing movies back in 1992, and his daughter Angelina Jolie is my age, and of course she wasn't doing movies at the time either. But it's like, yeah, I know who Dustin Hoffman is, and I liked how he really sank his teeth into the role, just like he did with Rain Man. I'm playing some buddy that had a handicap, a disability in some way, shape, or form. And then the other one had me me for a different reason. And it was Cold Turkey, a movie that was filmed in Iowa, my native state. And I I like all the actors they had in it because they were in sitcoms that I watched later on, like the Bob Newhart show, which in a lot of ways I guess told me that yeah, maybe I can try this performing thing because I can be just as dour as Bob Newhart. And it also reminded me of how it was my old man that got the copy of it on video from the local video store so I could finally watch it because he always told me, hey, there's this movie filmed in Iowa. And it's like, all right, well, it'd be nice to just watch it for once instead of having you tell me about it. I know I called him over the weekend and I know that's what I started off with. He screams his calls and he said, "Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that movie. Great movie." And as usual, it's a long call, movie length call with him. and of course, at times I can get annoyed with him, but I still have to remind myself, oh, well, this is family. It still explains in a lot of ways who I am. And I guess the biggest thing lasting impression I got out of it was, I don't know how we got on the subject of tying shoes, but he told me how his parents would get frustrated trying to teach him how to tie his shoes because he was left-handed and uh, they were right-handed or something like that. And he said the schoolyard bully was the one who taught him how to tie his shoes because he was left-handed too. And it's like, oh, yeah, it is a weird story, but I guess you never forget the people that take the time to help you, even if they're the people that you wouldn't expect to help you. And I'm still doing walks. I know I was telling my dad about that as well. Got to stay active so I don't go stir crazy. And during my walk after well, no, actually, before the dentist appointment, I wanted to eat before the dentist appointment. I go to the Speedway Supermarket at the edge of downtown St. Paul. And at first, I didn't want to move forward to the counter because I wanted to let people clear the way. And there was a lady with one of those collapsible grocery carts. And she was drinking out of a jug of orange juice while she was still in the store. And I even said to the clerk, well, I wanted to let them clear the way. And then she said, well, it might be a while. And then I realized, yes, it would. I have a lot of time to waste. I want to get to this dentist appointment. But that was still weird. It's like she must really like the orange juice. And I wonder how much she ended up drinking right away because, I mean, it was like a half-gallon quart. Oh, no, half-gallon jug. I mean, that's a lot of orange juice. I like orange juice too, but I'm not going to drink that much all at once. Yeah, called Dead. And yeah, music still means a lot to me. Kitty! I know that with blog entries, I wrote about the song called Underdog by Alicia Keys, which I heard on the radio. And then tonight I heard a Chanel commercial from Macy's, and it was a cover of Lord's song Team that I guess Marion Cotillard did, who I guess played ESP off. That's why I like doing these variety open mics, because I'm just as inspired by music as I am by joke telling. It's poetry you sing, and it's the distraction I need, so then I'm not sad or angry all the time either. I think that's why I like doing karaoke until the pandemic happened. Well, I guess that'll do it for me. Thank you. You've all been great.
Yeah! Big round of applause for Lyle Larue! Woo!